Black girl from Brick City. My name is AYCE with a Y, and I am your host. I'm super duper excited to be speaking with you today. As always, welcome. Listen, if you are new here, I just want to say thank you for clicking on this link. However did you get here? I'm so happy that you stopped by. And if you're one of my AYCE gangers where we don't gang bang, yeah, I'm thinking of making that a real thing, but as I progress, I don't know how I feel about gang, even though it's always gang. You know what I'm saying? But we working on it. Listen, we are on episode 23, and I was thinking I had so many ideas for this topic this week because there's so many things that we could speak on. Look at what's going on in the world. Honestly, I haven't been really tapped into the news lately. I didn't see that groceries are really high. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I have been cutting away from dairy products and meat products, so I haven't been buying like I used to spend bread on groceries, y'all. Like, I'm talking about bread. And I haven't been buying bacon, eggs, meat, so I just been buying fruits and vegetables and rice. So I really haven't seen the effects of the price increase, but I'm hearing about the eggs, y'all. It's crazy. It's almost like they want to force us to become farmers. But then the farmers are even complaining about they're having like a price hike on the things that they need to farm with. So y'all stay safe out here because it's getting dangerous. It's getting dangerous, all right? But yeah, I decided to be a little bit more intentional with how I eat. And it's been exciting. It's really been exciting. I'm seeing a major difference in my energy. I'm seeing a difference in just the way I feel. And I don't want to become one of those eat healthy, like everybody has to do this. But I stress to you now, while you can, just try to be more intentional with what you eat. I started realizing, and this has nothing to do with the topic, I just want to share what I'm actually going through currently. But I was eating like I was a stress eater. And I didn't realize it until I was doing research on, you know, how to get more energy, what to eat to get more energy and things of that sort. And it was saying how, like, you can eat just because you're bored. Sometimes you can eat just because there's nothing else to do. I was that person, y'all. And I'm not ashamed to say it because you know what? You live and you learn. So, yeah, sometimes I would wake up and I would just be a little bored and I'll go get me an ice cream sandwich. Yeah, and I would eat it. And then I'd be like, another one. DJ Khaled, another one. And then I'll be having 3, you know, before I even know it. And the devil is a liar. Because I was in the gym, y'all. But them ice cream sandwiches had a chokehold on me, okay? And I say that to say this. Be a little bit more intentional, guys. Be intentional. You don't have to, like, go straight vegan and cut everything out. But I did tell myself for like a good month, I'm going to stick with the no meat. I'm going to stick with the no meat and just see what it does. And then you never know. It might just stick with me. It might not. But I want to share that if you ever thought about being a pescatarian or just being a little bit more healthier, having healthier options, I would strongly advise you to start small. Start by not getting takeout, or start by, you know, cutting out certain things, certain days. And don't even tell me, oh, well, shoot, you need your protein with meat. There's so many other ways you can get protein, and not just pills and not just medicine. All right. But I'm not a health guru. Listen, I'm just a Black girl from Brick City that has changed my body by myself, by working out, getting a gym membership, and now I'm going to the kitchen side. So once I get a little bit more experience, I'm going to talk about it. But right now I'm in my journey. Literally in it. 7 days, no meat. Hold on, the Mosiah, it's a celebration every time we link up. I don't know who I'm talking about, but anywho, I'm excited because when I tell you, when the year started, me and my friends, we were talking about what word we could use for this year, and my word was discipline, because and my cousin picked change, my other friend picked discipline, and my other friend picked risk. I think she did. And I focused a lot on change last year. I changed so much about myself, and I was very proud of myself. But I wasn't disciplined. I was doing whatever I wanted. I knew there were certain things I shouldn't be doing, certain people I shouldn't be talking to. I did it anyway, okay? So this year I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be super disciplined. You know what I'm saying? In the kitchen, in the gym, at work, in my relationships, in my friendships. Discipline. So that's what I'm working on. And now I'm disciplined in the kitchen, y'all. And at first, I was like, oh, Lord, Jesus. Don't take my bacon, please. And then it's so crazy because I feel like I'm rambling, but I got to tell y'all this, right? So I'm from New Jersey, Brick City, North New Jersey. Okay. It was a total, complete culture shock moving down here because, y'all, they have these trucks, right? You know how we like to eat bacon and stuff? I don't eat pork no more. I'm delivered, okay? With a T at the end. But they have these trucks, y'all, with pigs on the back of the trucks. And I live in the most countryest city ever, and it's right next to the city where there's a lot of slaughterhouses, pig houses, where they kill the animals to get our bacon and stuff. So every other night, all I hear is those pigs on the back of the truck. And I just be like, Lord, I'm not going to eat them no more. I promise you I'm not going to eat them no more. And then I used to just eat them still. And it was one time I was driving, y'all. I kid you not. This is how disgusting pigs really are. Like, I don't want to stop. This probably ain't going to stop nobody from eating bacon. Because, listen, they showed us some videos in school where you would think I would start eating bacon, and I didn't. So I know this ain't going to hurt a few. But some people going to hear me and hear me clear. I was driving over here in the country where I live. I'm behind one of those trucks. Now I'm face to face with the trucks. Usually I hear it while I'm in my house because they park like right by my house. I'm face to face with the truck now. I kid you not, at the red light, I saw a pig throwing up on another pig, and then that pig throwing back up, and they was just all slipping and sliding, take it to the house in the throw up in the truck. Oh my goodness. And that was a while ago. So tell me if I started eating bacon after I saw that. I didn't. But ever since then, I don't know how I got to that. But y'all, be more intentional with what you eat. Be more intentional with what you eat. Okay, anywho, I had a topic that I wanted to bring up that I'm also working on myself. And I've been working on this as soon as I found out what this word meant. And I'm not sure if you heard of this word, but it's called boundaries. And no, I'm not talking about the boundary, like the fences, building up boundaries to protect your fort. No, the boundary I'm speaking of is a rule or guideline for how you want to be treated by others in order to protect your mental and your emotional health. Before I heard this word, I had absolutely zero idea to what a boundary was. Raise your hand. You don't got to put a high if you're ashamed, but raise your hand if you didn't know what it was either before you knew, right? I had no idea, and I had to be about, 22? I had no idea what a boundary was. Never really looked into it. I never knew what it was, okay? Until I started my healing journey in 2018, 2019, and I said a boundary, a rule that I have to protect my mental and emotional health. And then as I started to do more research on it, guys, I learned that there can be healthy boundaries and unhealthy boundaries. So I'm going to speak about those two. Then I'm going to speak to you briefly about how I started forming my own boundaries, how uncomfortable and scary it made me feel. I almost felt guilty for creating boundaries. And then how overall I overcame that feeling and walked in my truest form as a woman. How I was able to be myself and accept love and reject love and just reclaim my power as a person, all by creating my own boundaries. Unhealthy boundaries. And as I'm saying this, just identify if you do the unhealthy one or the healthy one. Because I'm not going to lie, my boundaries at first were super unhealthy. I considered myself like the nice girl, right? I was the nice girl at work. Oh, you don't want to come into work? Oh, I got you, girl. Or my boss will be like, oh, you can do it, right? Of course I can. You can always count on me. Right? Or I was the girl that's like, y'all don't judge me, all right? This is my past. But I would date or whatever. And, you know, I'll have a boyfriend and I'll just want to be his homie so bad. Like, like, I wanted to be the cool girlfriend. Like, I wanted to be the cool girlfriend. I didn't get mad when he looked at other girls. I didn't get mad when he, you know, liked other girls' pictures. Like, that kind of stuff never bothered me until he was cheating. And then it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't try to be his homie. Maybe I should have tried to be a girlfriend. But then again, if he gonna cheat, he gonna cheat. So I say that to say this. Create your boundaries, okay? You don't have to blur yourself just because you're a nice person. You could be a nice person and have boundaries, okay? Let's just say that. So an example of an unhealthy boundary, you can't say no because you are afraid of rejection and abandonment, okay? But the healthy version of that is you can say no or yes, and you're okay when others say no to you, all right? I was never okay when others said no to me. That's another story, and I learned how to deal with that because other people are allowed to say no. Just as you want people to respect your boundary, you have to be able to respect other people's boundaries. I remember one of my friends said no to me the first time when I was learning this boundary thing. That's before I was learning this boundary thing. And I just took that thing so personal. I could not believe this person said no to me after everything I've done for you. Not realizing that that person was just saying no in order to set up their boundary, in order to protect their emotional and mental health. Maybe they just weren't in the mental space to do it. And I took that thing so personal, and I kind of regret that, but I didn't know. So you can't stop what you don't know. But never, ever, ever will I make someone feel bad about having their own boundaries. That's a no-no. Another one is your identity consists of what others want you to be. You are a chameleon. So that means wherever you are, that's whoever you're around, that's who you are. The healthy version of that is that you have a strong sense of identity and you respect yourself. So you know who you are regardless of what room you're in. Respect yourself. It's disrespectful to yourself to know who you are and to almost abandon who you are just because you're with other people that you find cool. All right? You have no balance of power or responsibility in your relationships. You tend to be overly responsible and controlling or passive and dependent. Wow. My God. But the healthy version of that is that you expect reciprocity in a relationship. You share responsibility and power. That means that you don't have to be in total control, but you don't have to be totally dependent on that person either. It's a beautiful balance. Okay? And we've all been there. So have some balance. Another one is you take on others' problems as your own. This is the unhealthy one. You take on others' problems as your own, and you try to fix others' problems. When the healthy version of that is that you know when the problem is yours, and you know when it belongs to someone else. Can I get an amen? They could have called me Ace the Builder. Bobbiana, okay? Bobbiana the Builder, the way I was trying to be a tax collector, be a therapist, be a lunch lady, be a car salesman, be a barber, be a hairstylist, everything to these men, okay? Or I was trying to be a ATM to all my family members. Just, yeah, oh, you need this, yeah. Oh, you need this too. Then I'm left with crumbs for myself because I had no boundaries. I literally didn't know how to make the other person's problem not my own. And I thought that it was a form of me. Well, I just love this person. I care so much about this person. How could I have what they need and not give it to them? My sister, please listen to me. I don't know where that came from. But yo, please listen to me when I tell you. You fixing their problems is not helping them. It's actually hindering them from being able to be a problem solver in their own lives. And when I figured that out, woo, no falls off my tongue so gracefully. No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. No, I'm sorry, I think that I know that you're going to be able to figure this out for yourself. You know, and that's called balance. That's called boundaries. My boundary is that I cannot help you with a problem that is supposed to be solved by you, whether I have it or not. I don't have the capacity to help you with your problems and help my own problems and do what I have to do. Boundaries. It's a beautiful thing when you get this. I might say all of these because this is going to help somebody. All right. Another thing, you share personal information too soon before establishing mutual trust. And the healthy version of that is that you share personal information gradually in a mutually sharing and trusting relationship. So I used to be the girl, not really, but I used to be the girl that will, oh my goodness, first night I meet someone, I'm just like,
yeah, because I was adopted when I was born, and yeah, my mom, she didn't really mess with me when I was younger like that, but then we grew up, we got a strong relationship. Then my dad, he moved to Georgia, and then, oh yeah, did I tell you, like, when I was younger, I had crazy anger management issues. Like, they had to kick me out of 2 schools. I didn't really even do nothing, though, for real, but honestly, all my relationships failed because I wasn't able to, be emotionally vulnerable. I had to guard up with all of them, and honestly, I don't even think I was ever in love with anybody. I just felt like I loved to love others.
like what? And the dude over there, or the friend that I had over there writing notes, like, this girl is not as cool as she looks. She is a mess. And then they go and they ruin your life. They try to ruin your life. They can't ruin what they didn't create. But you know what I'm saying? Just be quiet sometimes. And don't share so much so quick. It just shows that you are just like too available, too open. And when you lack that boundary of keeping what needs to be kept until it's, mutually respected by the other person, you risk the chances of being emotionally hurt or scarred or damaged or betrayed. All right, so let's work on those boundaries together, y'all, because I'm still learning. Sometimes I still talk too much, but I'm able to identify who I can trust and who I can't really quickly nowadays. You could just feel it. You can feel it, and you can listen to how they talk. Listen to how they talk about themselves and others. Very mostly about how they speak about others. If you meet a man or if you meet a woman and she just constantly bashes her ex, or she bashes her mom and dad, or she bashes people in her life, or you meet a man and he hates everything and everyone about everything in his life or everyone, that's not a safe person. That's not a trustworthy person. Okay? Another one says, you have a high tolerance for abuse and being treated with disrespect. That's the unhealthy boundary. The healthy version of it is that you do not tolerate any form of abuse or disrespect at all. So if you're one of those ride or diers, you're one of those men that you like them crazy girls, they always say, oh, yeah, I just be attracting the crazy shorties. No, you are toxic yourself, okay? You have no boundaries. Allowing someone to continuously disrespect or abuse you is, in a sick way, if you have no boundaries, it's almost as if you are inviting them to do it. And I know that sounds harsh, and I'm so sorry if it sounds really harsh, but when you don't step up for yourself, you run the risk of getting stepped on. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Okay, and we all been there. Like, I will never judge anyone, and you shouldn't even judge yourself, because trust me, everyone has been there. But I've been in a place where I, quote unquote, love somebody to the point where I allowed too much disrespect and abuse, almost. Well, definitely abuse too. Because disrespect constantly is abuse, honestly. And if only I would have just stopped it the first time, wow, I would have saved myself so much trauma. Even though it shaped me and molded me into the woman I am today, you don't have to be shaped and molded by abuse. It's not normal. It's not cool. I know we have all these songs F he ain't good for number. Yo, I love Glorilla, but I hate that she did that song with Moneybagg, bro. Do we need another toxic song in our black community about F-Man? All he gonna do is having sex with me. Yeah, and when I leave, I'ma slash his tire. At the end of the video, she took a brick and slammed it at his window. I'm like, Lord Jesus. My God, we are the only culture that just talks about fighting each other and just even Kendrick, I ain't going, easy on Kendrick. I understand it's our culture, it's what we unfortunately go through. But like, my gosh. And I bet you that song gonna go #1 on the charts. Cause all these young women, and some old, really love the fact that they have that one dude that they hate but love. Or men love the fact that they have that one girl that's crazy, that done slashed his tires, that done almost ruined his life, ruined good opportunities, but she know how to touch him. Like, they have a sexual energy together. It's just like, boundaries, people. Boundaries. If not, then who cares what happens to you guys? Like, who cares how they treat you? You know what I'm saying? If you like it, we love it. That sounds so harsh. I'm so sorry. All right, let's continue. This is a good one. It says, you feel responsible for others' happiness and fulfillment, and sometimes rely on your relationships to create that for you. The healthy version is, you are responsible for your own happiness and fulfillment. You allow others to be responsible for their own happiness and fulfillment, okay? I had a man tell me one time, he was like, you are too individual. When we're together, you can't do your own thing. We need to be a us thing all the time. And it didn't hit me that was like a manipulation tactic for me to like put all of my stuff aside for him. I really was trying to see, because I'm like, all right, so he loves me, so he will only be saying that I can't focus on my own things because he loves me. He just wants to spend more time with me. No, he wanted me to make him the center of my happiness. And he hated that I had so many things outside of him that made me happy. Can you imagine? Somebody telling you they love you, but they hate seeing you happy doing things that make you happy. It don't make no sense. So the boundary that I put up was like, no, I'm going to go to the studio. And if you're upset about that, I don't know how to help you. And of course, that relationship ended. It wasn't for me. But that's okay, because did I cry? Yes. Did I get over it? Yes, because there's going to be somebody out there that's going to appreciate the fact that I have my own happiness, and hopefully he'll come with his own happiness and we can create our own happiness together. Another one is that you feel that asking for help is a sign of weakness and you avoid it. The healthy boundary of that is that you are able to ask for help when you need it. I always had this problem. I've said it before, but I was hyper independent. That's how my mama raised me. She never asked for help. Only person I've ever saw my mom ask for help was like her closest friends and her dad and her mom. So I grew up even worse. I didn't even ask them for help mostly. When I was in college, yeah. But once I started making my own money, 23, 20, and up, nah. And I learned about credit. Credit was the way I was getting paid, basically. If I had something I needed right there, I put in my credit card. As soon as I get paid, I pay it off. Like, why I'm borrowing money from people when I have a bank I could borrow from, and then when I pay them back, they increase my money. I don't need to be borrowing $20, $40. I was never the type. But it comes to a point when it's like, okay, if I ever did need help, would I be able to ask for it? Honestly, the question would be, I don't know. Especially in like relationships, friendships, creating albums is not cheap. Creating work is not cheap. Putting your art out there is not cheap. Getting a setup that you want for your business, starting your own business is not cheap. So if you are currently with somebody and you've never asked them for help, or you don't feel like you can go to your partner and say, babe, you can help me pay for this studio time, or can you help me pay for, if you like to draw, these notebooks, this iPad pencil, and you can't go to them for help because you You think they'll say no, or you know that they're gonna like not be able to help you? I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't have the answer to that. You think about that. You think about that. Because I have an answer, but I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it, though. But I wouldn't consider myself a soft girl. I'm a working girl. But once I realized that a man wants to be a man when he gets with me, like he wants to be able to change a tire. I'll be the one that's on the side of the road changing the tire, y'all. Ask my mama. If I find a video, I'm gonna put it in the podcast video. I'm the one that if a tire get flat and you don't know what to do, I'm gonna take this tire off and I'm gonna change the tire. I'm not waiting for AAA. Or I'm the one that's like, I'm just always handling everything. So I got too used to that. And then I met this girl, Brownstone. I'll never forget. She got her own podcast. Shout out to her. She was like, girl, if you don't act like your fingers broke when you meet a good man, you better act like your hands broke, your brain broke, everything broke. I was like, really? But I got it. No, you don't. Let that man be a man. Like, I know deep down that I was a little bit too masculine in most of my relationships. Like, they probably, if you ask me, they'll be like, yeah, she was a little intense. She didn't let you do nothing for her. She wanted to do everything for you. She was intense. I own that. I own that. But you know what? I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I'm better. What he say? Much better. Cause when I look back over what he brought me through, oh! I'm probably gonna take that whole part out, but anyway. Ask for help when you need it. I say that to say that. Ask for help when you need it. Don't try to be this, oh, I can do it all. I don't need no man. Or, that shorty, she ain't gonna call me no bum. I ain't never gonna ask her. Like, if you love somebody, if you with somebody, please cut it out. Be single forever if you don't want nobody to help you, okay? Real men understand that God created them to have a helpmate. And that's Bible. I'll put the scripture right there. Lastly, it says that you compromise your own values and beliefs in order to please others or avoid conflict. And the healthy version is that you do not compromise your values or integrity to avoid a rejection or adversity. Yeah, those are the list of healthy boundaries and unhealthy boundaries that I read, and it changed my entire perspective. It helped me to see like, wow, I wasn't as healthy and healed as I thought, because this whole time I thought I was just being loving, when really in all actuality I was being a doormat. I was not loving and respecting myself. So those are a list. And then another thing I wanted to say was be sincere with your boundaries, okay? As long as your boundaries don't hurt anybody. Like if you're telling somebody like, I'm sorry, I only date men with $500K in their bank, but you got $50. It's like, don't create boundaries that you know you can't even respect or reciprocate or give, right? Don't tell a man, oh, I only need a man like that can take me to 5-star restaurants, but your favorite restaurant is like Chili's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Relax. Create boundaries that are sincere with who you are as a person. Don't tell no woman, oh yeah, I only date women who, I don't know what y'all men be asking in women, honestly. Do y'all even care what y'all, I don't want nobody tussling with me. I'm going to be on my best behavior. Like I said, be sincere with your boundaries. And I wanted to give you a scripture to back that up. Matthew 7:12, it says, do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. This is the essence of all that is taught in the law and the prophets. That's all you have to do. Treat others how you would want to be treated. And that's how you know your sincere boundaries. So if I say to myself, I don't want to be yelled at, I'm not going to allow you to yell at me, and I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. In the same breath, I'm yelling at you and I'm disrespecting you. It don't work like that. That's called manipulation. You are only... Definition of manipulation, I have it right here. Manipulation is when you take advantage of other people in order to use them in a way that benefits you. So you are setting a boundary that benefits you, but then you could care less about how that other person feels when it comes down to how you treat them. That's manipulation, and that is not a healthy version of setting boundaries. That's actually really mean. And lastly, to wrap this video up, I want to tell you, listen, and I wish somebody would have told me this. I had to learn the hard way, but I want to tell you this with love. Don't be bullied into neglecting your boundaries. Stand your ground. If you say, I'm not tolerating this, do not tolerate it, okay? If you say to yourself, I am not going to allow you to waste my time. You made me sit here at this meeting for 30 minutes, and going forward, if you are 5 minutes late, I will leave. Or going forward, if you do not respect my time, you will not have access to any of my time. That is how you form a boundary. And then if that person is late again, you stand firm on that boundary and that person just lost access to your time. Don't allow somebody to guilt trip you like, oh, well, my dog ran. Like, he just ran so far and I had to go catch him with my feet. No, I don't care what the excuse is. People know what they're doing and they know who they're doing to, okay? So if somebody is not communicating with you properly, somebody is not letting you know what's going on, they're wasting your time, they got you feeling confused, they're disrespecting you, they're doing anything that goes against your boundaries, you stand your ground. You do not get guilted. You do not get bullied. Stand your ground. This is a form of self-love, a form of self-discipline, and also a way that you can really see who wants to rock with you and who won't. When I started saying no, I started to see a lot of people's true colors. I couldn't believe it. You would be surprised how angry somebody would get when you say no, when they were benefiting from all of your yeses. As soon as you said no, they were like, what? No. You've been telling me yes forever. What do you mean no? How dare you? Right? Listen, stand firm. God did not give you the spirit of fear to be scared of anybody. And that's Bible. All right? Honestly, I feel as though people only get mad at your no and your boundaries when they were benefiting off of you when you had none. All right? Anyone who loves you and wants you safe and happy and protected and cares about your mental and emotional space, they will understand when you have to say no, and they will not take it personal. They will respect you, and they will make you feel seen, and they will make you feel understood and loved. And I wish that for everyone who's listening to this podcast. I wish that you find someone who respects your boundaries. I pray that you find a job that respects your boundaries. I pray that you find friendships that respect your boundaries and accept you for who you are. I pray just all of these things because everyone deserves to be loved and understood and respected. You know? Everyone deserves that. So as we wrap up today, I want you to do this quick thing with me. And it's what I had to do for myself as well. I want you to ask yourself today, am I setting healthy or unhealthy boundaries in my life right now? The next question I want you to ask yourself is, am I being sincere with my boundaries, or am I just manipulating certain people to act and be the way I want them to be? Am I being sincere with my boundaries, or am I just manipulating certain people to act and be the way I want them to act and be? Think about it. Even write it in a journal if you want as like a prompt. And last question I want you to ask yourself is, do I stand firm in my boundaries, or am I easily influenced to change my rules? Do you stand firm in your boundaries, or are you easily influenced to change your rules? These are things you can reflect on this week. You can ask yourself. You can write it on your journal. You can use it as a self-care guide. But listen, guys. Be bold in setting your boundaries, okay? It is okay. Yes, some people are going to get upset. guess what you tell them? I'm so sorry that my boundaries have upset you. I hope that you get well soon. Okay, maybe you don't gotta say get well soon. That's my response. I'd be like, I hope you feel better for real. Because honestly, it's not that deep. I'm gonna respect your boundaries and you're gonna respect mine. Okay? But don't forget, say whatever you have to say and say these boundaries and put these boundaries up with love. You don't have to be nasty about it. You don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to be aggressive about it. Say it all with love. Try smiling. No, I'm sorry. I actually won't be able to come. I'm not really mentally equipped for that right now. But thank you so much for the invitation. You know what I'm saying? See, I've gotten extremely good at that, bro. Or I'll be like, I'm so sorry. I'm not able to do that for you. I really hope that you find somebody who can help you with that. Do I look sincere? Y'all see my face? I'll be dead serious though. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in this week. And I hope that this message blessed you in some way. If it did, share, like, and subscribe with somebody that you know. Honestly, share with somebody who you think would need to work on some boundaries, okay? Share. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's your girl Ace with the Y, and you have a blessed week. And listen, work on your boundaries this week, okay? Don't let nobody play with you, my brother. Do not let nobody play with you, my sister, okay? Have a blessed week. See you next week.
Gotta peep through the window. Black girl, gotta watch what I'm into. Black girl, you don't know what I've been through. Dark skin got 'em feeling so fearful.